Okay, here we are, YouTube. Anubis Black is back once again for the final part of my handheld Nicktoons crossover series, and today I'll be talking about both the GBA and PS1 versions of Nicktoons Racing. They are more or less the same game, aside from graphics of course, so why not mention it? Today we have Nicktoons Racing, which came out on September 7th, 2001 for PS1 and June 14th, 2002 for the GBA. Developed by Software Creations for PS1 and Crawfish Interactive for GBA. Also published by Infor Games Interactive for both. To no surprise, this game is a kart racer with controls and mechanics very reminiscent of Mario Kart and Crash Team Racing. However, it brings its own little spin to the table to make it feel like its own thing. Also, this game sports a roster of about 14 recognizable characters from many different Nicktoons shows like Rugrats, Angry Beavers, and Hey Arnold, for example. And what little bit of a plot that this game has involves the Nicktoons being invited to race in this Grand Prix by a mysterious rider so that they can try to win this Krusty Krab trophy. Nicktoons Racing is a fairly easy game with just a handful of modes to play through, like the typical relays and cup tournaments, and despite the fact that each character pretty much plays the same, they do each have a unique track based on their show of origin, and I will say that some of these tracks are definitely better than others. Since I compared this game to Mario Kart and Crash Team Racing, this title also gives the player access to weapons and abilities like shooting coconuts, activating shields, dropping trash cans to trip up your opponent, or my personal favorite, the SpongeBob jellyfish, which is basically the blue turtle shell of Nicktoons Racing. They all work for what they need to be most of the time, but the game is not without its frustrating flaws here and there. Sometimes it's really goddamn annoying to get hit by an obstacle just a millisecond before you cross the finish line. Or how about getting stuck on a wall or piece of level geometry that whenever it happens, you try to overcorrect and steer your kart back on track and it just drags you along the edge and sometimes you fucking spin around in a 360. This happened to me a little bit too often in the PS1 version. It doesn't happen in the GBA version, thank God, but yeah, it was really freaking annoying. Also, speaking of the GBA version, like I said, it's pretty much just the PS1 version, same characters, same levels, same items, etc. I can say if I stack these two games against each other, the PS1 would win in graphics, music, and general sound design, of course, but the GBA version feels a little bit faster and snappier in the controls department, so by extension it is more fun to play in my honest opinion. This game overall is pretty decent and one of the better kart racing clones. I would highly recommend it to anyone who is a big fan of these kart racing games and Nickelodeon characters. I usually always have a good time when I play this game, and hey, if you want to check it out sometime, the game is available on Windows PC, PS1, GBA, GBC. Also, please don't bother playing the Game Boy Color version because it is rough. Originally, I had downloaded this version of the game from my emulator without knowing the differences between them, and I was quite shocked to see it look like this. But, I mean, I guess it is a Game Boy Color title, so yeah. Anyway, Nicktoons Racing is a solid game that you should totally check out one day if you get the chance, or even remotely care to try. And with that being said, this will conclude my handheld Nicktoons crossover series, and yes, I am fully aware that some other sports-based Nicktoons crossover games have come out in the past, but I'm not even going to bother talking about those. After this marathon is fully complete, I will be shifting gears back to other gaming topics like Sly Cooper and Kingdom Hearts. And I may even return to my Cartoon Network games series soon, so look forward to that. Thanks for watching another episode of Anubis Black. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you guys again in the next video. Alright, bye bye.